Did I say it all? Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, your can't miss Bill shit. I am Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Hey.
How have you been?
I've been all right. It's been a pretty okay week for me. Yeah, what happened? I don't know. Nothing bad. Let's put it that way. Nothing personally bad. I mean, you know, the general shit show, but it doesn't affect me yet. So
not yet.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, aside from outrage, you know, but like, you know, but then for every outrage, sometimes there's a silver lining. You like read something and you're like, ha ha, you know.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone to lose their jobs, but Trump voters who are like, hey, why'd I lose my government job? And I'm like, well,
what did you vote for?
Welcome to your reality.
Right.
Yeah, no, nothing's been, well, we have a lot of stuff coming up. So we're going to get to that later in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, let's see, you want to start with headlines or Bill shit?
How about, are we talking about what are you drinking?
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
We should do that because we got something new.
It took me forever to find a drink noise.
Yeah,
like, I could not find that for the life of me. But I did. I found one.
So I'm drinking what she's holding.
Yes.
I'm finishing this up, and then I'm moving on. After that, I'm gonna. It's chocolate stout that I picked up because it looked good, and it was a little chilly. Here's the crazy thing: when I left my house, it was 40 degrees in Saluda, but it's 57 here, which is odd. Did you guys not get rain today?
No, we got no rain today.
Crazy. Okay, so we got some rain that must come in from, you know, the Atlanta area, wherever the fuck our rain comes from, and it was
right.
It was a cold rain. It was a cold November rain, but it got here in
March.
In March, yes. And I fucking hate cold rain. But anyway, it was 40 degrees in Saluda when I left the house, and then I got here and it was like 57. I'm like, well, that's tolerable. That's a decent temperature. Anyway, so I got a porter because it was cold. But then I've had the porter, and then I'm going to switch to this Vienna lager here from. This is from Devil's Backbone in Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where that was.
I'm trying to figure it out. It says it's from Johnston County's first legal brewery.
Johnston.
Where the hell is Johnston County? I'm looking all over. Yeah, I like that we have different age-related visual. I'm gonna hold it up to my face.
I don't wear reading. I have reading glasses at the house, but I don't bring them with. So I'm like, where is? I have to hold shit away from me to read it.
Deep River Brewing. If you know where that's from, it's North Carolina somewhere because it's got a picture of our state.
Yeah, it does. It says
it's 4042 chocolate stout, and I don't know what that's a reference to either. So
I don't know either. It's got a picture of a jar on the back.
It does, yeah. That gives us all the tasting notes.
Oh, is that what it says? Okay,
yeah,
I don't know. Deep River Brewing Company
in Johnston County, wherever the heck that is.
Johnston County.
Yeah, you've lived in the Carolinas your whole life, and you're like,
I still don't know where that is. It must be somewhere rural.
Exactly.
It's where that's the only thing going on in Johnston.
Well, that's what it says. First legal brewery, which leads you to believe it was a dry.
I was a dry county prior to that.
Like, you know, a year ago or whatever.
Let's just real quick. Sorry, there's no reason to sit here and question shit.
That's true. We've got tiny computers in our back pocket.
You're not going to have a computer everywhere you go.
DeepRiverBrewing.com. Save an aluminum tree, recycle this can. It says that literally.
Oh, that's funny, huh?
Funny. Yeah. Deep River Brewing.
It is in Clayton, North Carolina, which I have.
Where the hell is Clayton, North Carolina?
I told you somewhere rural, didn't I? Did I say that?
I know Clayton, Georgia, because I drive through it all the time.
Clayton, Georgia is in the mountain area of Georgia.
Yeah.
There's a lake there. You drive around it, and it's, you know, just kind of in the goats on a roof area, right?
Right.
Kinda.
Near it. Yeah. Not far. We're gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I deleted Google Maps recently because it's giving me fits because I deleted Google Maps.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't look at it because I deleted Google Maps because they decided to not be factual anymore about the name of a certain body of water.
Well, the problem is all of them have. There's no alternative.
Well, I started using an app called Here We Go for navigation.
Interesting.
I don't know. Actually, I did. When I first downloaded it, I scrolled down to see what that body of water was called. And it was called the Gulf of Mexico. And I was like, very good. Okay, well, then I'll keep this app.
Nice.
For the time being.
Nice.
You know?
Nice. Well done.
But I'm not using it to navigate the waters. I'm using it, to get from here. I only thing I use navigation apps for is before I leave my house to come to your house.
Even though you've been doing it for years.
No. It's not that I don't know how to get here.
Oh, you want to make sure that you're going
the least traffic way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to know what's backed up.
That's fair.
So I just need something on my phone that I can go, I'm going to Lenox Avenue or Lenox Street, whatever it is in Asheville. And it goes, yeah, this is all orange. And I'm like, well, I'm not going there.
Right. All right.
So,
all right, cool. Well, let's this episode is titled Some Good News. So we're gonna get into some good news in a little bit. But let's cover the headlines first.
Sure.
So I don't think we need to beat this dead horse because it's been beat. Like, that's what we talk about every week.
Lately, yes.
And what everybody else is talking about. But I think the primary issue right now, I would say, no, that's not true. The primary issue is this bullshit.
Yeah.
But let's go with the economy and specifically tariffs, because we were promised tariffs and then we were unpromised tariffs and then we were promised tariffs again. And then these like, no, maybe not tariffs. And then also maybe tariffs. And then maybe not tariffs. It's like Schrodinger's tariffs.
It totally is. I have no idea. Are they on or are they off? I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
They are simultaneously both on and off until you open the box is what's happening.
Until your package arrives from Canada. And then you'll find out how much it costs.
Because you have absolutely no idea. But yeah. It's so I'm
bizarre. So glad I bought maple syrup 3 weeks ago. Like I got a big honking thing of it at Sam's Club.
Yeah. Nice. And syrup, yeah, that'll last forever, man.
Right.
Speaking of which, do you have Amazon Prime?
We do, yes.
Still, I know. There's some battles to pick, right?
I have moved some of my Amazon, like some of my subscribe and save has been moved to others. Like I switched back to Chewy, even though I hate FedEx.
Yeah,
but I decided to at least move my dog and cat food purchases back to Chewy
because they're a good company.
Because they're a good company,
yeah.
and believe it or not, so my cat food arrived and it showed up on my fucking deck instead of in the woods.
That's good.
Which is what FedEx used to do, was kick it out in the woods and take a picture of it and be like, go find it, asshole.
Well, because there's a really good half-hour comedy show on Prime Video called The Sticky.
Okay.
And it's based on a true story of a heist of Canadian maple syrup.
You told me about this, and I tried to start watching it, but it didn't really.
Keep watching it. It gets great.
I didn't love it at the get go. I mean, I did love that it had beloved character actress Margot Martindale. Yes, that's the only thing it had going for it going into it.
It gets
like
it's very Breaking Bad, very Ozark, but a little funnier and shorter episodes. So
okay, well maybe it's the pilot just didn't grab me, and I didn't even finish the pilot.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, but if I run out of shit to watch, I'll come back around to it.
Yeah,
for sure. But maple syrup. Yeah,
maple syrup.
I love the shit. Emily loves the shit more. Emily will not eat fucking pancakes or waffles without maple syrup. We go to places and she'll say, do you have maple syrup or table syrup? And here's the funny part is most people, if they're dumbasses, they assume all syrup is maple syrup.
Right.
So they'll say we have maple syrup. And then she'll go, okay, fine. And then she'll order the waffle or the pancake. and then it arrives, and then they bring her table syrup, and then she's very put out. Table syrup, by the way, is corn syrup that has a mild, like a hint of maple flavoring,
Mhm.
but it is not fucking maple syrup. And she knows the difference because, so for a couple of years when she was very young, her parents, the one time they didn't live in the South, her parents lived in Vermont.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or no, sorry, they lived in New Hampshire, but
Still,
but it was close enough to Vermont where they had real fucking syrup.
Right.
And so she's got a taste for the real shit and does not like phony baloney. What are we saying now?
Yeah, Jay's stuck in the middle of the trade war with the electricity surcharge because Detroit gets some of his electricity from Canada.
Yeah, I understand the Northeast is also dealing with that a little bit.
Right.
Apparently, like from Maine to
Michigan.
well, I'm talking about the little from Maine to New York, I guess, area.
And across. Which
any place that's adjacent.
Yeah, do you remember the blackout? The blackout that happened in like 2003? You might not remember it because it didn't affect anybody down here. But there was an electricity blackout that started the entire Northeast and Michigan.
Okay.
No power.
Gotcha.
Complete blackout. Like the kind of shit we dealt with during Helene, but there was nothing else going on. It was just the power.
Okay.
It was so crazy weird.
It wasn't weather related. It was just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was super weird. And we had just moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
But Matt had gone back up to Michigan for a work thing because the company that moved us to Georgia was, was also in Michigan, which is where we were. And so he was back up there, and he happened to be there during the blackout. And most of the press came out of the Northeast, but Michigan was the most, at least the Detroit area, was also affected.
Yeah.
And it was super. So he was up there, stranded in it.
And
he was like supposed to be working, but he couldn't work. So we went to his mom's.
Computer wouldn't turn on?
I mean, nothing would. Nothing. And I was in Georgia, and I was like, what's going on? This is crazy. So yeah, it was insanity. It was
I've actually
crazy.
had when I get some. I don't get blackouts per se. I get my power company decides to do line work in the middle of the day sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I'll get my power will go out for like 45 minutes or something. When I call it in and tell my boss like, "Hey, my power's out for a minute." I think once I was asked something like, can you I don't know, can you do something else? And I'm like, I don't know what, the power's out.
I mean, I can't plug into anything.
Yeah, like sorry, but the internet is out because my router also uses electricity.
What?
I'm always like, hey, it'll be back on in an hour. It never is out long. They have a habit of not telling me. Like if they would give me a heads up, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, oh hey guys, just FYI, and I'll take lunch during that time period if I knew about it ahead of time.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't affect anything, but it always surprises me. It's just like bloop, the power's out, and then I'm always like, oh, my power's out, and then I always tell them, it's never out long. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna take lunch now.
Right, right. So I just real quick have to go back to what are you drinking? Because this Clayton, North Carolina, wherever the hell you are, this is a damn fine chocolate stout.
It's pretty good. It's up there with it reminds me a lot of the Founders the Founders Breakfast. Is that the one I'm thinking
of? I mean, it's really, it's heavy, it's thick.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of beer. It's actually, I mean, it's 6.5, so it's not an insane amount of alcohol, but it's not a low amount either. But the beer itself is a lot. But
I didn't chug it because it was not it was not a
definitely
mild
not a
case
chugger.
But it's funny because like I said, it's not terribly cold here, but it was cold when I left the house, and so I thought, hey, a porter would be good.
Right. Well, actually, we'll get to weather with our final piece because I've got a lot of things to say about the weather.
Okay.
But so real quick right when you came in today, when you arrived, I was reading on my phone and I'm like, hey, welcome. I was just reading about the history of the Gilded Age and what ended it.
You did say that. Yeah.
And because to be fair, a lot of what's happening right now
It is. Yeah, I get you.
echoes a lot of things that were happening.
There
during
is
the
some
kill today.
stuff. Yes. Yeah. 100%. Like it's none of this is new. It's all happened before.
It will all happen. Yes. Welcome to Battlestar Galactica. This has happened before. This will happen
Listen,
again.
I voted for Laura Roslin.
I mean, yeah, I voted for Laura Roslin too. But yeah, so I was reading about like what ended it, because that's what I was like, so how did we
How
go
does
through
it work
that?
out?
Yeah, how does this work out? So there were a few things, and one interesting thing, the Panic of 1893, which was a recession, was one of the things that kind of, made it happen. And then, the low, because it was all robber barons that were running everything at the time.
Yeah.
But the middle and lower class people, the industrial workers and things, they fought for, that was where unionization started. That was where ideas on shorter work weeks and protections for workers, which is interesting because right now they're talking about, they've cut OSHA.
Right.
And that's not the owning the libs move that they think it is.
Right.
Because it's affecting a lot of like manufacturing industrial workers who are not liberal.
Right.
And who are now,
if anything, it's gonna make the people who have gradually eased over to the right, like, because back in the 30s, the lower classes were solidly fucking Democrat, right?
Mhm.
And it's gonna, if anything, push them back into that, like, because that's gonna be the kind, like, there's two kinds of populism. There's the I don't like bullshit, which is
which is where we are today. I'm not woke.
Yeah,
Woke is bad.
that thing, which is kind of like the style over substance type of populism, and then there's the substance over style populism, which is,
oh shit,
I can give you some shit,
Yeah.
like I can make your life better.
Yeah, this we're literally being injured and dying at work with no protections, like,
It's funny when I was in Mexico about 2 months ago, right? And we were driving somewhere, and I saw a guy working on a thing, and he was on a ladder.
Mhm.
He was working on a power line. He had a fucking ladder, and the bottom of the ladder was in the street. There were not cones around it. There was nothing to protect it. He was on top of the ladder, and the bottom of the ladder was in the fucking street.
So if a car,
I could have driven by, hit the ladder, and knocked his ass into the street. That's what happens without OSHA.
Right.
That's what happens if you have a country without OSHA.
Exactly.
I'm sure in Mexico they have no OSHA, and if that guy, like, on a good day he gets back down off the ladder. On a bad day, he goes home paralyzed.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
Exactly. So yeah, that's definitely not the owning the libs that they think it is, right? So all right, let's take a quick break. Tell you about thank you to viewers who know us well. Please buy our merch.
You know this stuff.
We
don't even talk about this shit hardly.
Really, and you did send me.
I did send you a new
idea.
thing.
I've just been.
Well, it was, and it's still kind of in the, like, let's knock it back and forth.
Yeah. No, and I will as soon as I'm back, and we'll talk about
that. Okay.
What we're gonna do. But yes, in the meantime, you can go get our Stay Shitty merchandise, anything. Or
I enjoy
t-shirts.
every day I walk into the bathroom and see this squid telling me to stay shitty.
Has Emily noticed that it's there yet?
She doesn't use that bathroom.
I know, but
I think
you said she didn't like other art that was in there before. So.
She did walk in there right after. She has a crazy tendency. This is the funny thing about her is, like, typically, if I think, here's the thing, it's not going to affect her in the least, and I'll put it over here, she won't see it. That's the day she'll fucking walk into the thing, and be like, what's that? She hasn't said shit about the Stay Shitty thing, but she did naysay my, I had a portrait of the captain from SpongeBob.
Right.
You ready, kids? That guy. I had it in my nautical bathroom, and she was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And I was like, "What? It's basically my bathroom. I can do what I want."
But Jay, thank you. I know that you that makes me very happy that you have a Stay Shitty Matey coffee mug.
Yeah.
Like that's good shit. So
I mean, and that's great. It actually works on the coffee mug because the coffee will help you stay shitty.
that's true.
I drink a cup of coffee every morning, and immediately afterwards, I have to shit. So.
That's what I'm not a coffee drinker, but that's what I hear. That's how that works.
It will keep you fucking regular.
It will indeed. All right. So let's get into. We're gonna get into our next segment.
Okay.
All right. This one should be pretty quick. Technically, this could be a things that are extra, but we're gonna go with things that are extra different. But you had sent me expiration dates? Question mark. Are they real?
This is because I pulled something out of the fridge the other day. You know, I'm always very like, Well, to me, it's a very gray area. Like, so okay, meats, yeah, there are expiration dates on meat, right? Unless it's in a can, and then that's good. That's good for a couple of years.
Yeah, canned meat, like
canned meat,
that's meant for prepping.
Yeah, like exactly, like. But some expiration dates on cans, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know if that's a thing, you know. Expiration date on peanut butter, fuck it, you can get out of here. That's horseshit. Condiments, that's the thing. So condiments, if you maybe mayonnaise because it's egg based.
Mayonnaise, for sure. Although most commercial mayonnaise is so much chemicals that
probably not egg, but it's mostly oil. It's whipped up oil, is what it. So it's fine. My stepson used to be like the kind of person who would go through the fucking fridge every now and again. He pulls stuff out and he'd be like, this mustard says it expired 2 years ago. I'm like, it's fucking mustard. What's going to go bad? It's fucking vinegar and turmeric. Who gives a shit? Put it back in there. I'm not going to go spend another 89 cents on a jar of mustard. Fucking put it back.
All right,
you know.
So I will tell you, I straddle the line on this one a little.
Okay.
Like there were several years we would go visit Nat's mother, and we would go through. And the funny part is I don't know how this happens. We'd go through her fridge and be like, these are things that expired like 6 years ago. Why are they still in this fridge? And then we'd go back like the next year for the holidays, and we'd do it again. Well, we throw them away. Oh. But then we do it again. We're like, why are there things that are 4 years out of date? How did they get here? They weren't here before.
Like, how did you purchase this old shit? Turns out she shops at the grocery outlet.
Yeah,
right?
No, I don't know. It was it was probably some weird just psychological effect. But
I get all my food from the food pantry, and I don't give a shit how old it is.
So I'll tell you the thing, though. And subsequently, what I learned when we stayed with my sister and brother-in-law, thank you, sister and brother-in-law, for letting us stay with you during the hurricane. But my brother-in-law is very much expiration dates are purely suggestions.
It's like lather, rinse, repeat.
Right.
Repeat?
No,
that's just a way to use more fucking shampoo.
Exactly. But he would keep like cheese, if there was mold on it, he'd just cut it off and keep going.
100%.
If there's bread, he'd just cut off the mold and keep going.
You age cheese, do you not? What is aging if not letting sit?
But that's fair. What I will do,
the old wine. We don't want any of that old wine. Bring me the new stuff.
Well, if you leave white wine for too long, it becomes vinegar.
Okay.
Or red wine, too.
Well, that's salad dressing. Why throw it away?
Just make dressing out of it. The only thing I'm super, super, like, bread, if there's visible mold, I won't eat it.
No, I won't eat moldy bread. Come on.
Well, you wouldn't even cut off the part of mold?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. Is it the only bread in the house? Maybe. You know, if I'm starving and that's what's here, yeah. But I mean, if I have a second loaf, I might fuck it. It's out of here. I got the other loaf already. You know, but I will not, absolutely not, under any circumstance, drink milk past the expiration date. Well, I haven't drank milk since I was 22 because my body decided like we're done with milk.
Milk is back.
We're good.
Milk is
You've had all the milk you'll ever need. This is the great thing. You know, I mean, this was weird, you know, and I'm not trying to like some fucking
I don't know. What are you trying to make? Are you talking about?
I'm trying to talk about biology, but I'm trying not to be offensive about it. But dudes retain all the calcium we have ever intaked, right?
Intaked.
Whatever, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like
In
we don't tend to get osteoporosis.
Sure.
It's primarily a female disease. So at some point, our body basically says, "You got enough calcium, dog. Stop." And it's usually around between 20 and 25. Our bodies go, cool it with the milk, man.
Now we're lactose intolerant.
Now we're lactose intolerant. Exactly. You got an upset stomach, is what you got. You know. So I quit drinking milk about then. Somewhere in my 20s, I was like, "No, it doesn't work for me anymore."
But I don't drink milk like a glass of milk. Like I'll have milk. I'll put it in my tea. I might have cereal.
Okay.
But if the milk is past its expiration date, like here, the weird part is all milk smells spoiled to me.
Yeah.
So even if I open,
if it's new,
if I open a brand new milk and I stick my nose in it, I'm like, nope, don't like the smell of that. But it's brand new.
We switched after spending enough time in Mexico. We switched to Mexican milk, which comes in a box and is shelf stable. It's been boiled or some shit beforehand. You know, it does taste and smell a little bit different, but it keeps for fucking ever. I don't use it personally, but we bought it for a while. You know, I've been buying it for Emily because she's the only one in the house who uses milk,
right?
And ergo, buying milk, like buying fresh milk, seems weird because like I'll buy it and then she'll not drink it, and milk's good for a week, right?
Right.
So if I buy it on a week when she doesn't want milk, she's very off again, on again about it. Like, you know, like she wants it sometimes, doesn't want it other times. So to me, it makes more sense to buy the shelf stable milk, put it on the fucking shelf. When she wants it, there it is. Get it out, open it up. I don't give a fuck. I'm not drinking it. You know,
we went through a period of time where we were buying powdered milk.
Yeah.
Because the only thing we were using it for was like recipes.
Sure, yeah.
And it would go bad well before we could use it for recipes. So
you just
powdered milk.
Mix it up when you're ready for it.
And you're ready for it.
Yeah.
But,
exactly. Well, that's the reason I started got the shelf stable, because it's good for like 6 months. And at some point in 6 months, she will decide she wants milk.
Sure.
I won't drink the milk. I don't need the milk. I never open the milk. So, like I said, with her being the only person in the house who drank the milk, it just didn't make sense to buy like fresh milk and put it in the refrigerator and then watch it go bad.
Do you use like cream in your coffee, right?
We use almond creamer now.
Oh, okay. So that's a whole different situation.
Yeah, we don't use, the only fresh dairy I really use is butter. I'm a butter user.
Butter.
Yeah, that's about it.
I can't not have butter in my life, man. Like,
yeah, whole fucking fat butter.
I would use butter like frosting.
Oh yeah.
If it were
I cook the shit out of some butter. I mean, God, I made pancakes. What day was that? Saturday, Sunday? I don't know. I made pancakes one day this weekend, and I use almost like a quarter of a fucking pound of butter, like throw it on the griddle,
yeah,
and then
do the pancakes,
and watch them like sizzle on it.
For sure, absolutely. All right, before we close out the show, though, we did promise some good news.
Okay.
And at the very least, it's good news for both of us.
Yeah. It doesn't mean nothing to you. Right? Sorry.
But we're just going to call this a things that are extra.
Okay, then.
So we both have some vacations coming up.
Yeah. We do have some little time off. So we won't be seeing you for the next couple of weeks.
Not for the rest of March. Much.
Because we got things going on. They're going somewhere and then we're going somewhere. And so, yeah, we'll see you in April.
So I don't think you can actually, if you look behind us, our suitcases are on the bed. So we leave Wednesday and we're good. So it's my 50th birthday at the end of the month. But sometimes trips don't line up with actual dates. So we are going to California for my birthday. So we went to Spain for Matt's 50th birthday last year. We're going to California for mine.
Is that your pick?
That was my choice.
I want to go to California. Okay.
It is. I've never been to California.
Ever? Wow.
Never. Yeah, right. And I travel a lot. Like,
I know.
you think I would.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that. Okay.
That's why I want to go.
You're like, I've never been to California.
Exactly. So I want to go. We're flying into LA. We're driving to Palm Springs and spending a couple days in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're going back to Anaheim. We're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And then from Anaheim, we're driving up the coast to San Francisco.
That's a long ass drive, by the way.
It is. We're splitting it up into 2 days.
Okay, I was gonna say it's long. I thought I was gonna do it one night. The time I did it, and I ended up stopping somewhere. I was like, oh my god, like this is a long ass. Like, you have no idea how big a state that is. It's a big state.
We have
okay. Where you
stop planned? Morro Bay. Are you familiar with Morro Bay?
Where is it?
Halfway between.
Is it
LA?
I was gonna stop in Big Sur.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't afford Big Sur because when I did this, I was in my 20s.
Sure.
And Big Sur, it turns out you have to have $400 or $500 for a hotel room.
Yeah.
So I ended up driving all the way to I had to drive all the way to Monterey before I could stop for the night.
We thought about Monterey, but we found the town of Morro Bay.
Okay.
Which is a cool little town, little sleepy seaside town. That has like a sweet big rock in the ocean, and I love when there's sweet big rocks in the ocean. Yeah. Like just a giant monolith.
Do you know about the Madonna Hotel? Have you heard of this?
No.
I don't remember where it's at exactly. I want to say somewhere north of Big Sur. There's a motel called the Madonna Motel, not named after the artist Madonna.
Right.
Every room in the place is decorated differently, and it's a beautiful fucking Victorian style. Anyway,
Jay knows me well.
West Covina, yeah.
I want to stop in West Covina, but there's literally nothing there.
You're not going to the valley at all?
No, we're not. It's literally a strip mall suburb where there's nothing but strip mall. We are going to Santa Barbara, which is where Psych took place, but none of it was filmed there, so it kind of doesn't matter.
You're not going to San Bernardino?
No. No, as much as I love San Bernardino, I am not going there. But a classic song. But so yes, Madonna Hotel.
The Madonna Hotel. I don't remember what town in California it's in, but it's actually on my list of next time I go that way. It's a place I want to stay. I know it's, like I said, somewhere in Northern California, the top half somewhere. I don't know, but it looks beautiful, and I'm like, I have a thing for hotels with theme rooms and that kind of shit.
We're staying at one of those in Palm Springs.
Okay, very good.
We're staying at the Trixie Motel. Trixie Mattel is a one of my favorite drag queens.
Yes.
And she has a motel called the Trixie Motel.
I got you.
In Palm Springs, and we're staying there. We did consider a side trip to West Covina, but again, it's literally just strip malls. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's 4 hours to the
beach.
It
would just be a gag.
Yeah,
you'd be stopping for a gag.
I'm a huge fan. Yeah, we would.
What are you gonna do? Go get a vape?
Right.
Yeah.
No, we would probably just go down to East Cameron, which is a big joke on the show, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Somewhere in East Cameron where we could be in front of a street sign, and that would be it.
Right.
You can
get some jalapeno poppers or something.
I'm sure we could. But at Jalapeno Jack's, which is their I think it was their fake Chili's
or Applebee's, that kind of thing.
Any of
your
those
Ferns and Brass joint.
Yeah. So I love that show with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend with all my heart, but no, we're not going to West Covina. I mean, unless we accidentally end up there. You never know.
Stay clear of the Santa Ana winds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but then you're going to England.
Yeah, we're going.
You're going to literally to the United Kingdom.
We are going to the UK
across the ocean.
A minute, across the pond, as they say. We're going to go there. And I'm gonna have a few pints and
wait for all this to blow over.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully by the time I get back, it'll all be square.
Right? That'd be nice.
That'd be swell. Now we're going. So Emily's son Will is in the Air Force, and he is stationed in the UK currently. So we're gonna go visit him, and we're gonna try and take in a couple of sites while we're there. Unfortunately, we're going where he's stationed. His base is over on the west side. It's in Suffolk. I was looking, and so there's not a lot. So my favorite thing in the UK is Neolithic history, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of Neolithic sites in Suffolk. There's some Roman sites and some Saxon sites in Suffolk.
Sure.
But Emily's now talking like we're going to do a little road trip on the weekend because we got like a long weekend, and she's saying we're going to get the car on a road trip around the south of England, and maybe we will wind up in a Neolithic site at some point.
Sure.
But we're definitely. I did request this before we even planned the trip. I was like, I want to go to at least one beach. I want to see a beach.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a beach because I want to get wrapped up in a fucking murder mystery in some small beach town in the UK. And I'm probably going to get, sorry, I might not be coming back because they'll probably ask me to stay on as a consult.
Because you helped them solve their mystery.
Yes, to the Bobbies. Like, because I'll bring some much needed, insight to this whole thing.
Exactly. I love it.
I think I was telling Laura last week, I think I need to get ordained as a warlock or something in the meeting because that would really up my credibility with getting pulled into the police. Like if you're some kind of magician or warlock or something, then they're more likely to like say, oh yeah, we need your expertise.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. I think we actually have an entire past episode, which I should link at the bottom of this.
Sure.
We have an entire past episode where we talked about supernatural detectives.
Yes.
Like that's how
if you're some sort of magician or warlock or the devil.
Literally the devil.
Whatever.
Or a vampire.
Oh, a headless not a victim of a headless horseman.
Victim of a headless horseman who has survived
from the past. Yeah. Then they'll be like, well, come assist us on this case, would you? Like I don't know what police force normally does. I mean, listen, I do know. I know this. I mean, like, there's some cases where they clearly like didn't solve the cases. So maybe it's because they didn't bother to hire a supernatural being or somebody with the right credentials to sit in on it.
We still don't know who is the Zodiac killer. So if you hire a vampire to find out,
he could sort it out.
That could work. We could.
I mean, he's been around forever. He should know a thing or two.
Exactly. Although I did just watch a documentary on Netflix about the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
And they do have a guy, but he's dead. He's gone. But so it's too late.
Okay. The Zodiac.
Like Zodiac killer in California. It was.
Oh wait, this isn't the one that Patton Oswalt's
no
dead wife saw.
No,
which one was that?
That was the Golden State.
The Golden State Killer. Okay.
Zodiac was from the 70s.
Okay,
early 80s, something like that.
I'm always telling my kids this. It's an interesting thing to me is that you can't really be a serial killer in today's world. Like you might get
it's all DNA.
Yeah, you might get 3 to 5 killings tops before they sort you out. Like you just can't do the streaks that they used to be able to pull back in the day between DNA and CC cameras.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. Like you're never going to be able to pull that shit off again. If you do, you're really getting one over on them, I guess, is what I would say. Like,
absolutely.
Kudos to you, killers who are able to kill 7 or 8 people.
No, and I'm one of those people that true crime and cult documentaries are things I watch to relax.
Yeah.
So I've watched a lot. And the Zodiac killer was very
okay. Well, yeah. Anyways.
So, are you going to London?
We will be doing some London. Yeah, we'll spend at least a weekend in London, and we're going to probably try and see something on the West End.
I enjoyed London a lot.
I've been pitching. I want to see the 6.
Oh,
I think
6.
It's between the 6 and Matilda. I think those are the 2.
It's just called 6.
What? Okay. You know what I mean, though.
I do, hopefully, unless there's another one.
It's the one about the
wives of Henry VIII. Yeah, it's just 6.
Okay, 6. I want to see 6. I think our top choices are 6 and Matilda the musical. I really lean towards.
Is it just you and Emily? Or
Maybe
are there-
Will's joining us for the
Okay,
musical.
but not like small children.
Oh.
And Matilda is very much a children's musical.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I've seen the movie.
Sure.
I don't know why I want to see the music. I don't know. Maybe the music's great, but I haven't heard anything off of it, so probably not.
It might be. I would say, personally, I would say go see Hadestown, but
I didn't see that listed.
it's playing there right now.
Is it?
I mean, it
Okay.
might be sold out, but it is playing there. Right
Okay.
now.
Well, it didn't pop up in the list of things I was asked about.
No,
so-
but 6 is I mean it's short too. That's the cool.
Okay.
thing. It's not. It's
I like
one
the
act.
premise. I read the premise and I was like, that thing's awesome. It's like the wives of Henry VIII, but they're in like an American Idol type
Yeah.
sort of competition. I'm like, that sounds funny to me. I'd watch it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely go do that. But yeah, no. I the one thing I wish we had done when we were in London last time was go see, because we were staying near the West End.
Okay.
And I wish that there was a play, I think, with one of the guys from Mitchell and Webb. Look,
Oh, okay.
Mitchell.
Uh-huh. Wait.
No, I don't remember whether it was Mitchell or Webb. It was Mark Webb. No, David Mitchell's the brown-haired guy, right?
Yeah,
So
the
it's Mark-
pumpy looking one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Mark Webb that was doing a play, and I wish
Okay.
we walked past it, and it wasn't very much money. And so theater is subsidized in England.
Yeah.
So tickets are not
Well,
expensive.
I'll tell you this also. So where we're staying, we're actually within like 30 minutes drive of Cambridge,
Mm-hmm.
which also has a huge theater scene, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I might take in more than one theater, but the other one will be, of course, more amateur, like whatever's going on in Cambridge, right?
Sure.
Because I know that's where all like the thespians study in Cambridge.
Right. But British actors, like you could see someone playing in Cambridge today, and like 3 years from now they're winning an Oscar.
Yeah, exactly.
because they're-
That's what I'm getting at. So I was like, I could go take in like some shitty play in Cambridge, and then be like, haha, remember when we saw that guy in that play that time?
right. Exactly. No, exactly. So yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm excited. So
Yeah.
when we get back at the end of March, beginning of April, whenever we're on next, we'll probably have some fun adventures to tell you about.
I've eschewed Duolingo, by the way, on going to England.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to study on my own. I've learned a few words.
Yeah. Bloody.
Bloody. Yeah, things are going to be bloody, and Will was going to go purchase a car this week, and I asked him if he had looked under the bonnet when he checked it out.
Or checked if there was a body in the boot.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
It's important to have a
And I was like, oh, this is nice because you'll be able to buy tires for the car, tires with a Y. And he was like, what? And then he went and looked it up, and he was like, oh my God, that's crazy. They spell that differently than we do. And I'm like, yeah, they do. Also like Kalur
Colour.
and Theatry and Leetry and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, those
We're
are
going to put a couple liters of petrol in the in the car, you know.
excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, I hear the Bill has a pizza.
Oh my goodness.
So we should probably call it a day.
Why not?
Can you take us away?
Sure thing. Bill Has Opinions is engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, unless Laura agreed with him, in which case we agreed. I don't know. Or vice versa. Anyways, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. # Opinion Gang. And or can't miss Bill's shit about questions, comments, concerns, ideas for future shows, whatever. I don't know. Throw us a bone.
Whatever. We'd love to hear.
Buy our
from you.
merchandise. Join us again 3 weeks from now because we're off for 2.
At least 2.
Okay,
Join us
whatever.
again at some point.
At some point in April, you tune back in. All right, we'll see you then.
We'll see you then.
Have a
All
good
right.
time until then.
Bye, everybody.